story is a story that I think is ultimately many people's story. It's a story of kind of coming of age, of facing your limitations and your fears and overcoming them ultimately and finding some expression. And it was my story that it was transformed into this, but I think it's a story that appeals to many people, thus the ability to even pull people in on this. I think people were very excited about it because it touches a core aspect of sort of the hero's journey, not as a superhero journey, but in the Campbell structure of a hero's journey of this coming through a struggle and coming back, stronger and growing. Well, as an educator, my initial vision of this was sort of as the ultimate internship. I wanted to create a piece that really was kind of a dream project. I knew I needed help, but as an instructor, I also had students. As a student, I would have loved to have been part of a true project that had someone really directing it instead of a bunch of flaky people who disappeared, which usually ended up being the case. So my initial intent was for this to be a tremendous learning opportunity. So it served a great purpose in that way, and I'm that honestly, of the project's outcome is one of my great satisfactions, and it is a success. Whether this was a 4-minute or a 30-minute piece, the fact is this provided demo reel material and as close to real world experience as you can get on a non-commercial production that I think has served them very well. I also think it served students who bailed because honestly I think it showed a lot of people what they really do and don't want. If you really want to get into this field, it's very difficult, and this is the kind of work. So for a lot of people, I think they discovered that, this really isn't the direction they want to go. Maybe some people realize some of their limitations, So in the end, I think as an educational model, it was very valuable, of course, for me too. The Story Pouch project is really my most significant experience of collaboration to date. That project, which I have been directing a team on for the last several years, has included a very diverse mix of people from various art forms and disciplines. We've had conceptual designers, watercolor artists, modelers, animators, actors, dancers, musicians, and composers. And bringing that whole group of people together toward a common vision is really a very exciting process, and the result is something that is so much greater than I as an individual could have possibly done, even given any amount of time, because it's the individual vision that can grow and lead to something much better than you ever imagined when people are allowed to bring that to the picture. I do need to mention John Pendleton, Jonathan Banks, Kevin England, Matt Oneber, and also Chris Mills, who did the rigging. So really, as core production people of doing modeling, the texturing, the lighting, and the animation and mocap data processing, the core of just the nitty-gritty, beating through it, working day after day for hundreds of hours, those guys made it possible. And honestly, had I not had them, this project would not exist. And I never intended it to exist without help, but I was fortunate at the right time and place to get these guys who really, were willing to commit to that.
first step toward creative expression is to loosen up and let yourself be free. Just let the creativity find its way out of your body and through your pencil. Did you feel the creative flow? Doesn't that feel wonderful? Take a moment to admire the image you've just made. Sometimes the most effective creative sparks come from outside of ourselves. Be open to the universe.
I knew you'd come.
Come where?
Home. It's time to go.
But we just got here.
What are we doing?
It's okay. You'll be fine. Let's go. This is for you. When you feel lonely, you can play it, and we'll be with you.
This is your story pouch. It is a place for you to gather experiences, ideas, gifts, and stories throughout your journey.
But I don't have any stories.
What you seek lies within you and the world around you. The stories you gather must be shared, and this pouch will help you. But you must walk the path and reclaim what you once knew.
Once, I was a dancer. My body moved with grace, and the flow of life surged through me. You wonder why you have come here, but I think you know. No matter how old we get, we must live the dance. It helps us remember who we are. Do you remember?
It's my story, it's my story. You can take it, please don't leave it. I can tell it, I can sell it, you can try it, you can buy it, I can give it, we can live in it. It's my story, it's my story. You can take it, please don't leave it. I can tell it, I can sell it, you can try it, you can buy it, I can give it, we can live in it.
This is your story pouch.
I knew you'd come.
It's my story, it's my story.
No matter how old
You can
we
take
get,
it,
we
please
must
don't
live
leave
the
it.
dance.
I can tell it, I can sell it, you can try it, you can buy it, I can give it, we can live in it.
Do you remember?
It's my story, it's my story. You can take it, please don't leave it. I can tell it, I can sell it, you can try it, you can buy it, I can give it, we can live in it.